could Coleman actually just maybe think that Ali just has it here?
Yeah.
Oh,
because of yeah, the immigration and whatever. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's. I know. I feel like there's a. I don't know. Maybe I'll go
65.
Maybe I'll make it a quick trip.
1.2 to start.
A little less, yeah.
These snowmen are going to feel the heat. As Imsirovic has ace-king behind the 65K open at the new blind level.
Call.
Ali choosing to flat, Maria.
Yeah, interesting. Definitely some bit of disguise of how strong his hand is, but also, you know, sometimes some good things can happen with some action behind you. And
so far, deuce is into the muck for Foxen, and now Reshak with threes. Just 35K more to call.
1.8, I think.
Okay.
And he'll go set mining, but in a bad way against Coleman's eights, which turned into a full house, no waiting on this 8-4-4 board.
Check.
both Reshak and Imsirovic has reason to believe that their hand could be pretty good on this board. Just depends on if Coleman decides to bet, but he doesn't.
Just too much hand to bother leading out, though, right, Maria?
Yeah.
I know there's some value in disguising the strength of it because nobody imagines you're going to fire eights full.
60,000.
But you also don't want to lose any customers. Maybe get a check back out of Ali and let somebody improve and draw dead.
Yeah, and the expectation is usually when you are the pre-flop aggressor that you are going to continuation bet at a pretty high frequency. But of course, multi-way, that frequency usually should go down. And so Coleman just has a nice situation to slow play.
Reshak bows out with the threes wisely. Coleman will flat. Imsirovic double checking to see whether or not he has a heart, and that's a very bad card for him. King of clubs.
Yeah, just awful. I don't think that many other turn cards would prompt Ali to necessarily bet again just because he has so much showdown value with his hand. But now, I mean, he is probably just hoping that Coleman has something to call him with.
225.
And with two flush draws out there, want to make sure you charge anybody that's trying to get there. And Ali fires 225,000 with just 5% equity, but what he imagines is the best hand so often.
And now we're just going to see, you know, whether this performance by Coleman is going to be Oscar worthy, really. I think you know that you're up against someone really aggressive. You know that he's the chip leader. You just got to make it seem like this is a tough decision for you to call here on the turn.
And the 5 of spades on the end means no flush got there, and it is super doubtful that 6-7 is in the building for Coleman, who checks a third time. And with over 800 in the middle, you got to imagine Imsirovic is going to come for value.
Seconds. 500. 500,000.
Pretty hefty sizing there. And Coleman going to take a little bit of time, check jam, and then we will see what Ali decides to do. Of course, it's just, I mean, no way would someone take this line as a bluff, obviously.
Could be an inferior king.
I don't think that Coleman would check raise the river with thin. I think that's considered thin value given the ICM, given the fact that Imsirovic has bet 3 streets. I don't think you could expect to get called by worse. So I have a feeling Imsirovic is going to be able to get away from this, but it's obviously just a setup.
Well, it's only going to be 325,000 more on the river with a
But that
bundle.
makes it look even more like he just has it. You hate to fold, obviously getting laid that price, but oh, and he's, you know, just going to use up a couple time banks before. Okay, well, actually, here's another scenario that I just realized. Could Coleman actually just maybe think that Ali just has it here? Like it as in has him beat, and maybe because of ICM just
Has him beat what, with pocket 4s or pocket kings? I mean, he flatted pre.
Yeah, but Ali could easily be slow playing kings or aces pre. I think
I'll
that's
eat
definitely
your
within
shoe if Coleman folds. All right.
No, not fold. I mean just call, not raise.
I would have eaten your shoe if he flatted. If he folded, I would have eaten both your shoes.
Okay, well, he went all in. That was just my like very, very sidebar scenario
Brief
potential.
moment where you entered the portal of absurdity.
I was like, wait a
And
second.
came back the changed
What
person.
if? No, I mean, but I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility that Imsirovic could have had kings in this spot pre.
Yeah, and certainly ICM considerations are the types of things that weigh heavily when you have big payouts and overlays and implications. These guys are all so well versed. But with the all in here, Ali just has such a sinking feeling in his gut.
A, this just could never be a bluff. B, it's pretty much highly unlikely that it's ever value with worse. And so even though the price is so good, sometimes you're just beat. Why do you fold for 1 bet in limit hold'em? There we go. That's what we like
What
to
you guys
see.
have?
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Top shelf stuff there from Imsirovic, despite the price he was being laid.
I mean, because Lord knows, Ali, I've bluffed you in limit games for 1 bet on the river with
All these years
25
later,
bets in the pot.
all these years later, you cop to it?
Finally
I
admitting
don't
it.
remember, John.
It feels so good to get that off my chest. I'm
I
sorry.
still love that movie.
So great.
Was it weighing
Whenever it's
heavily?
on randomly,
It
it's
was.
like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.